everybody. This is Unit Review. 2-unit review. Clues.
Yeah. Okay, so for part A, it says find h prime of 2. So h prime, we're looking for the derivative. And we say derivative, we're really talking about slope. So what you need to do is look for the slope of h of x at x equals 2. So there's something in here, tangent line, that should hopefully help you find the slope at that point. Okay, so that will hopefully help you for part A. For part B, it says let a be the function given by a of x equals 3x cubed h of x. Write the expression for a prime of x and a prime of 2. So this is a product rule. And a prime, you're probably going to have to use some sort of h prime. So you're going to have to use whatever you got from part A in here. So do the product rule to help you with that one. Okay. For the next part, part C, it says the function h satisfies h of x equals x squared minus 4 over 1 minus f of x cubed for x does not equal 2. It's known that the limit as x approaches 2 of h of x can be evaluated using L'Hopital's rule, right? Whoa, I didn't do that on purpose. Using, what? Uh-oh, that's not where I'm drawing. So using L'Hopital's rule, let's see if we can get this right now. That's not where I'm writing. It's not calibrated right. Well, we're going to try this anyway. Okay, so use the limit of h of x as x approaches 2 to find f of 2 and f prime of 2. Show the work that leads to your answers. So one thing that we probably want to know is, first of all, that this part right here, let's see if I can kind of get there. I don't know if it's going to let me do it. Nope. Right here, right up here. Whoa, why does it keep on erasing my stuff? Okay, so that whole thing, we know that what happens as x approaches 2. Well, first, what we know is we know that h is a twice differentiable function, right? Right here, we know it's a twice differentiable function. So that means it's going to be continuous. That's a big hint, and that's going to be helpful later. So we know that h is continuous. Okay, so that's one thing we want to be able to do. Also, we know that for L'Hopital's rule, you're going to have to get something like the limit as x approaches 2 of h of x is going to have to be something like a 0 over 0 situation, right? So that should be a hint. Whoa, I don't know what all this is. This is kind of freaking out on me. I'm sorry. But that should be a hint for L'Hopital's rule. We want to be able to have a 0 over 0. So if you have a 0 over 0, that should help you find f of x first, and then use L'Hopital's rule to find f prime of x. Okay, so you can kind of go through this as far as setting the denominator equal to 0, then taking our original denominator, the stuff that's right in here, and taking the derivative of that f of x. Don't plug in some f of x and get a number, because that's not going to work. You want to plug in 1 minus f of x to the third and take the derivative of that original thing. Okay? And then lastly, for part D, it says, it is known that g of x is less than h of x for x between 1 and 3. And k is a function between g and h for one between x between 1 and 3, and k is continuous at x equals, is k continuous at x equals 2? Justify your answer. So what we want to do is we want to know what does it mean to be continuous? Remember, the definition of continuous means the limit as x approaches 2 of k of x has to exist. That's 1. 2, we have to have, what is it? The limit as x approaches 2 from the left of k of x has to equal the limit as x approaches 2 from the right of k of x. This is really bad because it's not writing where I want to write. And so we have to know the limit exists, the limit from the right and from the left are the same thing. And number 3, the limit as x approaches 2 of k of x has to equal k of 2. So what you want to try and do is you want to try and show all of those things. And I will give you another hint. You will want to use the squeeze theorem. All right, so there are some hints for you. I'm sorry, my handwriting was so bad or worse than normal, but it kind of went all crazy on me. So part A, derivative. Part B, use a product rule and use what you found from part A to find the A prime of 2. For part C, we know H is continuous, so that way you can use some of the information up at the top. Okay, we also know we can use L'Hopital's rule, so it means we have some sort of indeterminate form. I'm going to say 0 over 0. That way you can find f of 2 and f prime of 2. And then part D is only worth 1 point. Okay, part D is worth 1 point. It's pretty tough, so I'm not too worried about that one because there's a lot of stuff going on. But if you can get that one, I'll be impressed. Okay, so there you go.